So I've spent years, working out and studying and researching this stuff. I have a few secrets. Do you want me to share?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, please.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
As you know, one of the many things we do is we have this podcast network, and we have all these great podcasts. We have the Serial Killers, and we have the Brooklyn Boys, and we have now we have a newer podcast, which is mine, and even a better one with someone who we just met a little while ago. Is Tommy DiDario. He's back now. I've never said this before. Is the name of his podcast. Hi, Tommy.
Hello. Good morning.
So this is the first time you've met Danielle in person.
Yeah, I was on Zoom last time.
Yeah, I'm with the whole crew. This is fun.
And Gandhi was out for a month.
Hello.
How you feeling? You good?
Feeling good.
All right, we like that.
She had a parasite.
Ooh.
I had a lot
I
of
might need
things.
more information later.
I know. I could share it with you guys if you want.
Tell him about your parasite. This could kind of fold into what we're going to talk to Tommy about in a second.
Well, I went to Thailand, had a really good time, came back. Everything decided to just shut down, and part of it was because I had a parasite.
Oh.
I was hosting something.
Ooh.
I know, like alien.
How does one get that?
I don't know. They
She
said
was
maybe-
tongue-kissing elephants.
I did.
She was kissing a lot of
did.
elephants.
I kissed elephants. I was hiking up waterfalls. I was eating all kinds of stuff. You don't know where you got it.
That's kind of one of my biggest fears. We're going to Hawaii this week, and there's the road to Hana, if you're familiar
Oh,
with
yeah,
Maui.
absolutely.
And they have these little pools with waterfalls,
Yep.
and I'm like, well, I don't want to swim in one and get a parasite.
You're going to get a parasite.
well.
I don't
Just
want a
do it.
parasite.
It's
Maybe this is a sign I'm going to get a parasite.
And look, I'm fine. It only took a month. I still have a PIC line, but we're good.
She does. She's a PIC line connected to her heart or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Okay, back to these parasite-filled pools. Because parasites are tiny, microscopic. They can swim
Yeah.
in any hole that's available.
Yes, they can.
So you got to cork that thing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wrap that
Like,
wrap
seriously, the road to Hana is beautiful. You've ever done the road to Hana?
Yeah, we love it.
See, I like it about halfway. And
It's
I'm like,
so long.
You
You're
get
right.
freaked out?
yeah, I don't get freaked out. I just want to go home. Like Froggy's the same. It's like, it's too long.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the bar at the Hyatt.
We just drove it not this past summer before, and we stopped along the way and went in these little caves, these tubes that you see along the way. But you're right. About halfway there, you're like, this better be worth it. And then you get to the end, and you're like, this is all there is?
And then you have to go all the way back.
Hey,
You gotta go all the way back.
enjoy your trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You really psyched it up.
Yeah,
You're going to have so much fun.
other than the parasite pools, you're gonna have a great
Ooh,
time.
No.
So Tommy is going to join us. We're going to go around the room. Tommy is our guest. I have something I want to talk to you about. It's kind of interesting, and we think that you may be able to shed some light, shine some light.
I think
Shed
both of
some
those
light.
work.
Yeah.
Shed, shine. Let's go to the shine shed. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, my good friend, I don't know, you don't know Patty Steele. Patty Steele has done radio here in New York for 1,000 years. I used to work with her at the old Z100 thousands of years ago. She's now joining us with her podcast as well. She's a huge history buff, and she's so fabulous. This collection of podcasts we're putting together is quite extraordinary.
Yeah.
Now, Tommy is an amazing interviewer, and you'll hear it when you hear his podcast. And you're adding another interview today, I believe?
Yes, Scott Hoying from Pentatonics. The episode
Scott?
is out today.
He's great.
He's wonderful. It's his first ever solo EP. Obviously, he's part of the group, but he's doing a solo project. Group is still together. They're not breaking up. But yeah, it's a really personal project. It's a love letter to his husband. He got married about 3 weeks ago. Beautiful music. He's such a brilliant songwriter, so we dive into that.
So I always want to ask people, like, what got you interested in asking people questions? Like, what is it? I mean, you've turned it into a profession now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were a kid, were you always like the annoying kid, always asking questions?
Oh, yeah. I never shut up. I love learning about people. I think life is so short. I don't want to just know what I know. I want to know what everybody here knows. And I think that's what's fascinating about this world. We all have different experiences. We come from different walks of life. Why wouldn't you want to learn as much as you can in this life?
Have you ever interviewed someone and they told you something where you were like, maybe we shouldn't let anyone know that. Maybe we shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Who?
I've,
What?
I've protected some information.
Ah,
No. Listen, get me a little drunk and maybe I will. But yeah, there's certain, listen, when artists are talking freely, they don't always get the opportunity to do that, right? And like red carpets, for example, which I often do. So when you have a half an hour with them, sometimes they say things and afterwards they say, oh, you know what, that came out wrong, or I didn't mean that, or can we not air that? And I always respect them. Why wouldn't I, right? So, but yeah, it's really fascinating. I think one of my abilities is I can disarm someone because I'm not an ass. right? So like I can make someone feel comfortable, and quite often they feel like they can open up and reveal things to me, and I like that. I want them to do that.
Well, that's the sign of a great interviewer. You have them so relaxed. They spew stuff out they shouldn't be. The attorneys are calling.
Yeah, right. And the publicists.
Right.
Yeah. So I know your podcast is called I've Never Said This Before. While you're doing this, have you found yourself saying stuff that you've never said before?
I have, and it's really uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm not one that I like to be the interviewer. So when I'm suddenly opening up and saying things about myself or my past or my life, it's freaky. And I'm like, oh man. And I'll say to my producer, should we leave that in? What do you think? And he's like, leave it in. People
I think
will
you
like
should.
it.
And I'll tell you why. Gandhi brings up a good point. I think this, in my opinion, a great interview is where the interviewer becomes a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh my God, I can totally relate with what you just said to me because they did that to me when I was a kid or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, so it's called I've Never Said This Before. It's out now, of course, on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcast. Let's go around the room. Let Tommy be our guest today, and then I want to bring this up. Something that Gandhi and I were talking about before the show today.
Yeah.
All right, so around the room, I'll start with Gandhi. Gandhi, what's on your mind today?
I just want to remind everyone not to take advantage of the small things because, like we were talking about, I've been kind of out of commission for a while. I was in the hospital, and I used to bitch all the time about going to the gym. I said, if you see me at the gym, something's wrong. All I want to do right now is go back to the gym. That's it. And I can't do it. I can't do it for I don't know how long. But I'm mad that I took advantage of it. So don't take advantage of the small things that might not be such small things in your life. Enjoy them every day because you don't know when they're going to go away.
Amen. Let us know when you can go back.
You'll know. I'm going to make a big deal out of it.
All right,
Just
Scary.
selfie every day.
What's up, Scary?
I know there's been a lot of debate about the toilet paper roll and is it an under or an over. I install mine every time under. It comes from underneath. However, I found the original...
No, that's wrong. Under is
Awful.
wrong.
Go ahead.
Don't do that.
Who's next?
Well, no, hold on a second. Here it is. The original patent from 1891 clearly shows the proper way of installing the toilet paper roll. It is, in fact, over. I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Yeah.
See?
If it's under, you got to reach under it. I feel like there could be something down there ready.
Yeah, you're getting
That's
wall
over.
sharticles.
I just think it's prettier under.
It's prettier over.
Yep.
Yeah, it's prettier over.
All right, well, that's the right way.
You're getting wall sharticles.
Yeah, you know when you flush the toilet and then things fly up and it's on the wall and then you're
Good
putting
point,
that.
Gandhi.
Well,
Scary even has one ply at his house, so I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, that's so much push through.
Plunger. I don't want a plunger. So
Yeah, you don't want. You
apply
want to stay
that.
away from sharticles. That's where that parasite came
Thank
from.
you.
God,
Yes.
this conversation
God.
is my worst nightmare.
Froggy, what's up with you?
This morning, of course, the inevitable happened. I had to go to the bathroom on the way to work. I get here. I run in the front door, and the cleaning people are in the men's bathroom.
Oh, no.
So I just said to them, really quickly, hey, yo, I'm going in across the hall. And they tried to say something. I went in there. I want to commend the women that work here at iHeartRadio Jacksonville.
Oops.
It's the cleanest bathroom I've ever been in.
Not
It
here.
was so clean. It was super clean. I used the women's bathroom today. It was a strange feeling when I was in there, and there was nobody else in the building, so it was fine. But it was super clean. I was happy, but of course, right, when you have to go, as you know, your GP, you know what, kicks in, and I had to go to the bathroom. I was no waiting.
So you blew up the women's bathroom today.
No. One of them did say to me, "Is it going to be a long stay or a short stay?" I said, "Oh, it's a very short stay."
Okay.
So they were okay with
You
it.
put the seat down and wipe the rim.
Yes, I did.
Do they still have tampon machines in women's rooms?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They had the little turnstile. I started to turn it just because I'm like a 12-year-old kid and I wanted to just see what would come. I knew who did it.
Well, maybe tomorrow morning.
I'll try
Straight Nate, what's up with you?
Okay, you might consider yourself attractive. I know I'm a little more attractive than average.
Oh, shut up.
I will say, have you ever felt like you were unattractive because somebody else comes in the room? That's what it feels like with Tommy DiDario sitting here. Like, I look at him in the green room and I go, you know what? I know I'm a piece. He is like two pieces. He is.
You are two pieces.
I mean, really, look at his eyes and look at Nate's eyes. Like, Nate's eyes are blue, but this guy's eyes are
yeah.
friggin'
Stunning. Like,
you have
Nate,
like these.
you troll.
You're a
I'm
troll.
going to hang out here more often. I like this.
Tommy doesn't have eyes. He has pools of ecstasy.
yes. Oh, so
By the
dreamy.
way, we're going to be getting into this topic in a second. All right, well, thank you. I love it. Oh, no, I'm very very attractive.
I mean, I am.
I know
but
I'm a piece.
Okay,
But he's
you know
a
what?
three-piece.
You know what makes you not that attractive is when you say crap like that.
can't help
more
it.
attractive
I can't.
than me.
Exactly. I don't like being second place.
I can't.
Hey, Danielle, what's up?
So we have a friend, Mike Alberta, who we have known for many, many, many years. And his granddaughter, Ella Alberta, had been struggling and had been going through cancer for many years. Guess what?
What?
Ella rang the bell, the cancer-free bell. So
Oh, that's so
congratulations to Ella. It's so awesome. I was so excited for them. So it just makes me so happy to bring that news to everyone.
That is
So-
great news.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right, Tommy DiDario, our special guest. Go ahead, around the room to you.
You know, I've recently learned that you never know when the universe is going to give you a life lesson. And I just had one in Whole Foods. There was a cashier. I went to her twice, 2 different occasions. Very rude to me. My instinct was, oh my God, this woman's so mean. What is this? Went to her a 3rd time, was rude again. And I finally looked at her and I said, do you have a problem with me? What's going on? And she said, no, what are you talking about? And I said, you've been very rude the last 3 times I've gone up to you.
Wow.
And she said, oh, well, if you want to go to someone else, you can. And I said, no, I'm going to go to you. It's okay. How is your day? Started talking to me and I said, where are you from? She told me she's from Haiti. And I said, you miss home, don't you? She goes, I miss it every day of my life. It's so hard being here.
Aww.
And I said, you know what? She is someone who's trying to adapt to New York City and is having a bad day. Sometimes you got to just reel it in and ask questions, which is why I do what I do.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I am going to somebody else.
I was tempted.
3 sucks.
I already had too many groceries on the counter by that point. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
And you know what? I love that. Unless you open the hood, you don't know what's going on with the engine, as they say. I don't know who they are, but trying to fold yourself into New York City is not easy, especially these days. I've lived here since I was in my 20s, and I'm very uncomfortable here these days.
Really?
It's a different time, you know? Anyway, I still love New York City. I always will love New York City. At the same time, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
There's nothing comfortable about it, especially if you just moved here from Haiti and you miss your family.
Wow.
All right, I'm glad you figured that out. All right, so your first line was the universe, what?
You never know when the universe will teach you a life lesson.
And there you go.
There you go.
All right, now I want to give you something to think about. We got to take a break, all right? Gandhi and I were talking, and there is a story we read claiming that science is saying that people are getting uglier.
Yes.
Now hear me out. Okay, well, who's to say who's ugly, who's not, right?
Science.
Okay.
Well, Nate.
Yeah, and Nate.
And Nate. Shut up. So I mean, what's the foundational part of this story? Like, where does this come from? And I want to get to why they think we're uglier.
So it all started because somebody was trying to answer the question, why, when you look at old yearbooks, do people look so much older? And they said that the definition of older was just more defined features. And as time has gone on, people have less defined features than they did before, which is what makes you look younger. And here comes the debate about getting uglier. Mm-hmm. I don't want to ruin exactly why yet.
Well, exactly. And they're saying there is a list of things that could be at play.
Yes.
And I think definitely they are at play because I'm probably one of them that's in there. I want to get to that in a minute. Beauty and where it comes from. Okay. It sounds like a superficial conversation, but we're trying to make it more of a scientific thing because when you're hagging up like me, my iPhone doesn't even recognize my facial expression anymore. I can't even. Really, I've used my.
Who is this guy?
I've used my code. My phone doesn't recognize me. What's your question? What?
Now, are people getting uglier, or is Tommy DiDario getting hotter?
Oh my God.
No, this is That's not what this is about.
Okay.
This is not what this is about. But I want to get into it because there are things at play, and there are things that are possibly reversible.
I just keep thinking Tommy's husband is going to hate us today because his head's not going to fit through the door.
You come in here and get sexually harassed by all these guys. So sorry.
I am not good with compliments. I'm so uncomfortable.
You've seen Gio, his husband, right?
Yep.
Apple's not falling far from the tree. All right, okay, I want us to be very careful not to turn this conversation into a very bougie, shallow conversation. Okay. We're talking about the story that Gandhi and I were reading earlier about how we're comparing the way our faces looked at a certain age back in the day versus now. And now our features are more extreme because of abusing ourselves and the world, the pollutants in the air, and lack of exercise and bad diet, things like that, right?
The things that we're eating, the things we're consuming, the things we're even doing with our faces during the daytime. They say, staring at a screen all day is not good for you. You're getting light that you shouldn't be getting on your face. I mean, staying inside, not getting sunshine, sometimes getting too much sunshine. We're just doing a lot of damage.
So our friend Tommy DiDario is here, and Tommy, not only is he a master interviewer, he's been on red carpets and on many of our shows that we watch on TV and doing segments, but you also are a fitness consultant, advocate, fitness
enthusiast.
Okay. Well, I know, but when you were doing segments on many shows during the day, you were the person they would go to talk about fitness.
Yeah,
this and that. So a fitness expert. I was right.
Yeah, we can go with that.
All right, be an expert.
All right.
Anyway, so in talking about all these things, Tommy and everyone, that we feel are, let's say, aging us, our look a little faster than it used to happen, it could be reversible, a lot of this stuff. I don't know, like working out and drinking more water and moisturizer and protecting your face from the sun and
sugar. They're saying sugar in general, refined sugar, is really taking a toll on every part of your body, including your brain.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on all of the above?
I think there are things to do to definitely take care of yourself that are pretty easy. And yes, like you said, I'm a huge health and wellness geek. So I've spent years, working out and studying and researching this stuff. I have a few secrets. Do you want me to share?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Okay.
So we can look more like straight Nate.
There we go.
A piece.
It's hard.
Nate, listen up. This is a good one. Number one, vitamin C serum.
Serum.
On your face, right?
On your face. On your face. I call it the fountain of youth. Get a good serum, put it on your face morning, even sometimes night, slather that on. There you go.
That's a shopping list.
There we go. That's a good anti-aging. Number 2, collagen. Now there's some research on collagen. It's not very studied, I'll say, but there's enough research that it's interesting enough that, have you seen the commercials with Jennifer Aniston doing her collagen and she's doing her yoga and working out? So that's collagen. You throw it in your protein shake, throw it in some water, and it's supposed to be great for skin, hair, nails, all that stuff.
Right.
That's another thing. What you said, Gandhi, you nailed it. Sugar is the enemy. Don't come from me, but it is. So you want to stay away from processed foods and sugar because that's going to cause a lot of dehydration of your skin. And that's when you get the wrinkles and the creases and all of that. But listen, I'm going to say right now, nothing's wrong with aging. I think we live in a society that it's very ageist and everyone puts so much pressure on each other and ourselves. And if a woman posts a photo on social media without makeup, it's like, oh my God, she looks older.
Right.
Screw that. Who cares? She's beautiful, right? Or if Sarah Jessica Parker has gray hair and Just Like That, it's the #1 headline everywhere. Who cares? If you feel good, that's what matters. I do things because it makes me feel good. I don't want to be judged for the things I do, and I'm not going to judge you for the things you do.
I mean, the opposite is dropping dead. So really,
There is that.
You don't age, you drop dead.
I feel like every day that we're here, and this is going to be really corny, but it's a blessing. Like, we've all lost people in our lives, and it sucks. And we're still here. So do the things that make you feel good. And whatever that is to you, it is to you. If you want to get surgery, get surgery. If you don't. We got to stop judging each other. Who cares?
Amen.
Yeah.
My dad used to say, it's not about living longer, it's about dying slower.
Yeah.
Which is sort of true, I guess.
But the other thing is sleep. I have a feeling this crew here, this crew here doesn't sleep much.
Can you tell by looking at us we don't sleep?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying.
If you are going to cheat on like your eating stuff, what's your go-to?
Let's see. Like a sweet or a savory?
Both.
Okay, for a sweet, I love a good cupcake, but it has to be a homemade cupcake with good soft frosting. Don't give me hard frosting. I don't want that.
Okay.
No. So that's like my cheat. Savory, I'm Italian, so like I don't need a ton of pasta, but if I'm going to go for it, I want some good pasta, maybe like a homemade pesto sauce on top of that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, those are my things.
But back to the sleep thing.
Sleep. Very important. 7 hours should be your goal minimum. Guys,
crazy.
you got to figure it out. Sleep restores everything. It heals you. It reverses aging. It fights off ailments and disease. You've got to get your sleep. If you need to take some magnesium as a supplement before bed to make you tired, take it.
You know me. I just smoke a hit.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever works.
Dose yourself with
whatever
gummies.
works.
Yeah, I give some. Yeah,
Because the thing about sleep is you can't catch up on it. So even if you don't sleep for a week and then you get one night of 8 hours, it's not like, oh, that wiped away me not sleeping. No, you still did the damage already. So you have to sleep.
We have what's known as sleep deprivation in the world we live in. If you do morning media like we do, you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping as much, and it does add up.
Unless you're going to bed early on purpose. Well, Sam Champion is up every day at 2 a.m., I think, because he's on 7 here in New York City, and he goes to bed at 6 p.m. religiously.
Right.
So you can't see him for dinner. You can't make plans with him during the week. Shout out to my brother Sam, I love you. But he is dedicated to getting his sleep. Listen.
It's very hard to do that when you have kids at home.
That is true.
And a family.
That is true. That is true. There's
that.
a lot of factors, right? But if you can try to prioritize it, it's good. Maybe not every night, but at least some nights.
It's hard.
You look very refreshed, I have to say.
I do?
Yes, you do.
Could this be the sugar? Could this be the sugar thing?
Oh, I haven't had sugar in 2 weeks.
You know what? I see it in your skin.
Do you?
I see it in your skin.
There you go.
Not that everyone here doesn't
Thank
have
you.
beautiful
Thank
skin,
you.
but you just happen to be to my right, Danielle.
Froggy hasn't had sugar in almost, how many days?
Today is, hold on, I'll tell you, it's day 70-something. I keep keeping
Nice.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm having sugar, but I'm not having candy cake and cookies. That's my...
Yeah,
Good for
today's
you.
day 70. Today's day 75.
75. That's amazing. Wait, and
Congrats.
another one, and this might be an unpopular opinion. You've got to cut down on the alcohol. You've got to. I know.
This is like I'm out.
Well, thanks for sugar in it too.
I'm never invited back ever again.
Thanks for coming in.
You don't need a drink every night.
Okay, here. Let me just. There's something I want to say, and it's not relatable to everyone, but a lot. Pandemic totally reset a lot of us, me especially. Pandemic, isolation, some depression dropped in there. Drinking more, eating bad things, not working out as much or ever because I lost my trainer there for a year or now I'm finally going back to him. He's begging me to come in today. I got to make it. And also, but it was a major bump in the road, this pandemic thing for a lot of people. Yeah. Some people actually excelled during pandemic. They became healthier. They were more aware of them. Me and my crew that's listening and agreeing with this, we went down the hill, a slippery slope. And I'm still trying to recover from that.
Yeah, that's tough. A lot of people went through that, and it's understandable. Who's gone through a global pandemic before, right? There's no way to deal with it. So I get that. But now it's about climbing out of that hole, Elvis.
I know.
Keep climbing.
Yeah.
I know. There's a hole I'm in. I'm in a hole. And I got to climb out. Scary, what's up?
What about staying out of the sun? Or adding sunblock every single time you're in it?
Ooh, good question. Yes, sunblock every day, even when you're not in it. I put it on every morning. And you really should stay out of the sun as much as you can. I have an umbrella on the beach. If I want to glow, I slap on a fake one.
Yeah.
Got to be good to your
I beg your
skin.
pardon.
You remember back in the day?
Wait, hold on. Danielle, remember when you walked in that day and you said last night I slapped on a fake one? And we're like, what?
That's a different story for a different time.
God, what are you talking
But
about?
you guys remember, like, back in the day when they had, like, the reflective thing for sun tanning and they put the oil all over, slather oil?
You'd put sun in your hair.
Oh, my
Did
God.
you do that?
Sun in, not the oil thing, but sun in, yeah.
Sun in,
Yeah, baby oil. they put.
We would actually be crisp from
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah.
This is why, as a little white Scottish boy, I've got these. See, I got this new thing on my neck, which I'm going to see the dermatologist about. They've removed some precancerous things from me.
Oh, you have to go to the derm, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm going today.
Good. I actually, in my early 20s, I was doing modeling, and back then, the agents were like, go to a tanning booth to get a tan before your underwear and bathing suit shoots. So I did. I always covered my face, thank God, but I would go in the booths and do it, and I was taking, following their marching orders. Well, I have stuff on my body, on my chest mainly, that I've had to get removed that were precancerous. So, you have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Hold on, I have to do a search for Tommy DiDario underwear model.
Oh my God. And I don't usually admit that or talk about it, so I must be really comfortable to be throwing that out there.
Family.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's our friend Tommy.
Did I really just say that I did underwear modeling?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Look at Tommy and look at this jock strap. This is wild.
Oh my God.
Well, Tommy, Nate used to be a stripper.
I did.
Oh
Yeah?
Tell him your stripper name.
Michael J. Cox.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding.
Where were you a stripper?
I did it a couple of places. I did it with the Hollywood Centerfolds. It was a traveling that we toured in a van, and then with Thunder from Down Under.
How do we get you a Magic Mike, the Broadway the show in Vegas?
I must have lost the moves in the stroke because I got no rhythm.
I don't know. He dances like Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know.
I can't.
So again, we're speaking with Tommy DiDario, who's now a part of the Elvis Duran Podcast Network. We love I've Never Said This Before, and it's out now with a new episode happening every Tuesday. Yep. And one thing about getting these interviews, though, with the writer's strike and with the SAG-AFTRA strike rather going on, a lot of people out of solidarity or for whatever reason they're not doing interviews.
No.
So I mean, what kind of walls are you running into with this, trying to get interviews booked?
Well, my show is predominantly actors. I have 4 in the can that have already been recorded. Those all are on hold right now because their teams have reached out and said, please don't air them. My guests can't promote them. They don't want anything out there right now of them seeming like they're doing promotion. So out of respect for them, I said, sure, I'll hold them. I had 4 interviews scheduled. Those all got canceled because they can't do interviews. So I went from essentially having 8 episodes to 0. Which when you have a weekly show is very stressful. So we have to pivot, and we're having other types of guests on, musical artists, some reality stars, maybe journalists. We had Scott Hoying, as I mentioned, on this week, who's a musical artist. Next week I have a director. So we're pivoting, but it made it very difficult when you feel like you have 2 months of content lined up and you suddenly have 0. Yeah. And I get the strike. It's important. People need their fair contracts. So I stand with these writers and actors, but it does make a lot of jobs difficult. So we're trying the best we can. And I'm going to say a word that makes me scream every time I hear it because I've heard it 1,500 times in the last 2 weeks, but we're pivoting.
It's time to pivot.
We're pivoting.
You know, Tommy was so upset he couldn't get some interviews on. He interviewed himself. No, he did.
I did.
Multiple personalities going at it.
My producers had an idea for a week to buy us some time to do an Ask Tommy episode, so people sending questions, and I did that. And as I mentioned, I don't love talking for 45 minutes about myself, but we did it.
Well, that works.
It worked. It was
We
fun.
were once on the red carpet for like the MTV Video Music Awards or something, and nobody came down the carpet. So we interviewed the guy that was cleaning the carpet.
The carpet guy.
That must have been pretty interesting.
It was
though.
I think so. I don't remember. But yeah, we were so desperate. We're like, let's just talk to him.
Yeah, you got to make it work. You got to make it work.
All right, so Danielle's going to do her Danielle report, talking about all things entertainment, and so if let's be a part of it.
Yeah.
Of course, the podcast. I've never said this before. If you need, we'll post it. We'll post it on our social media in case you can't remember, you're driving, can't write it down, whatever. Tommy, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Always
I
a
love
pleasure.
hanging out with you guys.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.